computer. Here you go. All right. So now for these classes, we are going to be recording all of the lectures that we're giving. So if you ever miss anything or don't remember how I did something, you can always look back at the recordings, take a look at how we did everything. You can rewatch it, relearn everything. And they'll be available we'll send a link out for a YouTube unlisted playlist where you guys can go ahead and take a look at all of the previous lectures. Okay, so that way, if you ever need to catch up with anything or you miss a class even, you can go ahead and see those and catch up. All right, so let me give you a little bit of an introduction to MIT App Inventor. All right, so for this, let me start it up on my computer. Here you go. So for MIT App Inventor, you don't need to install anything on your computer. It's completely cloud-based. All right, and this is actually something I'm going to get you guys to do too. I'm going to actually guide you through this. Here you go. Where is this here? Here. Can you see it? Everything? Okay. So this right here is the MIT App Inventor screen. I'm going to send the link into the chat. And if you guys want, you can go ahead and open up that link and follow along with me. So I'm going to show you how we can open up the environment and then give you a little bit of a tour. Okay, so MIT App Inventor is a nice, cool platform for making apps made by MIT. And you can see here, so there's a little bit of an example where they show some of the example code. So this is some Scratch code that's being shown here. All right. So now that I'm going to log in and actually get to the MIT App Inventor platform, I'm going to click Create Apps. All right. And it's going to take me and it's going to ask me to log in. So there's a couple things that we can do here. If you have your own Google account, I would recommend logging in with your own Google account here. Okay, you can do that. If you don't have a Google account, let me know and I'll give you access to one of our Google accounts that we have access to. So you guys can log in with that and create apps through that. All right, but over here, I actually want you guys all to do this. So open the link I sent to the chat or just in Chrome, search MIT App Inventor. Okay, click on the first link, create apps, and log in with your own account. All right, I'm gonna log in with my account right here. Okay, when everyone finishes that up, what I'd like you guys to do in Zoom, if you see at the bottom of your Zoom window, there's a couple options there that show you like different things that you can do. There's one little button there that says chat. The chat is a cool place where we can go to communicate with each other without having to actually talk or anything, right? So what I'd like you to do is once you've completed this and logged in to logged into MIT App Inventor, I want you to go to the chat and I want you to type a yes. Okay, I just want you to say yes or done or complete or something. All right, so this is just a way that we can quickly silently communicate with each other. All right, so guys, if you're logged in, go ahead and say yes in the chat. Okay, and here you go. I've got my MIT App Inventor here. I already have some apps created, so it's going to look a little bit different here for you.
I have a question.
Yep.
I signed in and then it's showing me terms of service or something like that.
Okay, if it says like terms of service or anything, just click agree, check any boxes or anything. Just go through the like setup procedure.
Okay, I'll see.
Okay, if you guys need any help, feel free to ask. All right, and a couple of cool things that you can also do let me stop sharing my screen here. In Zoom, there are ways that you can go ahead and raise your hands, or if you guys have your video on, you can also just raise your hand like that, and I can try to see if you have your hand raised, then I can answer any questions that you have, and we can address any comments you have. All right. There are also ways that you can do reactions and stuff in Zoom. So, for instance, if you want to say yes to a question I'm asking, you can go ahead and give me a thumbs up like this. Okay, or you see, it shows up over here. Yep.
I can't find the chat.
Can't find the chat. All right, do you have Zoom open?
Yeah.
All right, so in Zoom, go to the bottom. It's like to the left of the green share screen button. Awesome, Hannah.
Oh,
All right.
oh. I see it.
So guys, yeah, let me know when you've managed to sign in and get to like this screen. Awesome, Ian's got it. Okay, Manon's also got it.
Should I start a blank project?
Not yet. I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Tim, I can't type in the chat.
You can't type in the chat. So have you opened the chat? Can you see the chat?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then just make sure at the bottom there's like a little area that says type message here. Click in there and then start typing.
Yeah, but I can't type because it's not letting me.
It's not letting you type. You can try closing the chat and reopening it.
It still doesn't work.
Still doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. Then in that case, just go ahead and say that you're done, or put a thumbs up if you can.
Okay, I'm done. I've logged in.
Does the keyboard work at all? Maybe just the keyboard issue. You try to open any other window and try typing.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're working out of. Oh, okay.
But that might be something to do with it too. Okay, does anybody else need help getting logged in? Arman, were you able to log in and everything?
I didn't log in yet, but I guess I can.
Okay, can you log in?
But I'm trying to. There I am.
Okay, how about you, Sophia? Were you able to get it set up? You haven't logged in yet. Okay, can you if you need any help, go ahead and let me know. All right. Otherwise, you can keep going. Your Gmail account is a family linked, will not work. I think even if it's family linked, it should still work. You should be able to log in with it. Okay, anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen again and give you guys a little bit of a tour of how App Inventor here works. Okay, and we can start, keep going with this for now. All right, so if you still have any trouble logging in a minute, I can try to go and help you out. I can share your screen and I can take a look at that. But for now, let me just give a little bit of an introduction here. You don't necessarily have to have it open to follow this part. Okay, so this right here, when you first open up App Inventor, you're going to be greeted with like a little My Projects page. You can see My Projects here, right? And for you guys, this should be blank. But for me, I've taught a couple classes in the past. I've done some personal projects here. So I have a fair bit of files going on here, right? But if you have no files here, there's really no use for this base
Tim?
screen. Yep.
Can you help us? I can't figure out what to do to help my little brother install the device.
What is he installing? You don't need to install anything.
Yeah, it's just not working for us. Do I accept terms of service?
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me finish up with this and then I'll help you guys out, okay?
Okay.
All right, yeah, guys. So if you have already logged in and everything, what I'd like you guys to do from this My Project screen, since you don't have any projects to currently work on, we need to create one. So what I want you guys to do is click Start New Project, and under project name, go ahead here and write My First Project. Okay. Now, one thing to keep in mind, right, is in App Inventor, your project names can't have any spaces. All right, so my first project, for me, what I did is I did absolutely no spaces, and just every first letter of the word is capitalized. So you can kind of get some kind of separation. All right, so that's one thing that you can also do. I think you can also do underscores. Yeah, you can do underscores in between words as well. All right, but for now, I want you guys to create a project, my first project. All right, and this is where we're going to be learning all of our initial knowledge for this. And as soon as you create it, you should see it open up a screen like this. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll talk about this screen and all of the details about it. Okay. But for now, guys, again, just create a new project. I'm gonna stop sharing right now. And Ajwad, could you share your screen so I can take a look?
Sure.
Yeah, just click I accept the terms of service.
Okay.
Yeah, just continue and you're done.
Thank you.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, you can just click start a blank project if you're done with it. All right. Is anybody else need help? No? Sophia, were you able to get logged in?
Oh,
You're okay. Do you want to share your screen so I can try to help you out as well? So if you're in Zoom, at the bottom there's a green button that says share screen. Guys, this is actually something that all of you guys should listen to. If you ever need any help, you guys in Zoom, you're able to share your screen with me and like with the class so everyone can see what you're working on, what your code looks like, what your screen is currently doing. So if you ever need any help there, I can share your screen and I can help you out like that. All right, so Sophia, could you
Hi.
click, hi,
Hi.
yes,
So,
so in Zoom, yeah.
she's on the iPad right now, but in order to share, I don't know if she can share the screen on the iPad.
Oh, okay. In that case, I can just try to guide you through it. So,
Yeah,
when
the
you
biggest
like,
problem is her account, her Gmail account is a family link account. It's not allowed me to sign in. It sounds like we might need to create a new account for her. Is
okay,
that
yeah.
right?
So there's a couple possibilities. Either you can create a new account if you want. You can use just a different account. So, for instance, if you want, she could log in with maybe your account or one of her, or another one.
Okay, yeah, I will work on that right now.
That could work. Or if you guys don't want to use your accounts, we have an account that she could technically use for this class for now, and then she could transfer it to her own account later. All right. Yeah, guys. But for everyone else, so if you ever have a problem in Zoom, at the bottom of the screen, there's this green up arrow button that says Share Screen. All right. If you click that button, a little window will come up that gives you a couple options for things that you can share. Right. There'll be a couple options. There'll be like one option that says your screen or your desktop. Another option, and then another option for every application you have open. So, for instance, if I have Chrome open, it's going to allow me to share just my Chrome. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and share my entire screen like this. Okay, and here we are back into App Inventor. All right, now guys, if you were able to create a new project and you now see the same screen that I'm seeing right here, all right, this project view, can everyone go ahead and say yes in the chat? Or say no if you didn't manage to do it yet.
I don't see chat.
Just let you know, Sophia can log in with another Gmail account, so she can continue.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so Sophia, if you were listening, once you're logged in, go ahead and click the Create New Project button and just create a new project that's called My First Project. All right, and then we can work on it from there. Okay, so Ian was able to do it, Manon was able to do it, Hannah was able to do it.
Logged into my thing.
Armand, did you manage to create a new project called My First Project?
No, because I just did the link. I just typed it in, then I tapped the app, and now I'm just starting from scratch.
Okay, Armand, can you share your screen?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna request remote control.
Wait, let me use my account.
Do you remember the password and everything?
Yep, I do.
Okay, go ahead, log in. Sorry. Is this it at the bottom?
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then yeah, there you go. Can you type in password?
Wait. The same thing happened in the Unity class. Let me go off.
Yeah, I remember you were able to figure it out last time, right? So can you try one more time?
No, I thought you gave me another account.
Okay, in that case, I can also give you another account this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Armand, here you go. So we're gonna click Start New Project.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you type My First Project and then click OK? All right. No space. No spaces.
Why can't you do no spaces in this?
So it doesn't let you. So it has to. It basically says that all of your file names have to have no spaces. It's usually just like a programming thing for most projects in programming. Usually aren't allowed to have spaces. So you can replace those with underscores or just a special casing method. Okay. Okay, there you go, Armand. You're all caught up. Awesome.
Okay.
So let me start sharing my screen one more time. All right. And let's talk about how MIT App Inventor works now and the little interface that we're seeing here in front of us. All right. So welcome to MIT App Inventor. This is exactly what it looks like. And this is what the kind of screen that we're going to be working on basically for the rest of the camp. All right. Over here, this is the front end view of our app. Now, has anyone ever heard the expression front end and back end before? Anyone? No? You can say yes or no, or just put a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't know. All right, so that's okay. If you guys have never heard front end and back end, that's an excellent opportunity to go dive into it a little bit and talk about what I mean. All right, so in apps, front end is basically the graphical design and the way that you see the app. All right, so for instance, if you're using an app like YouTube, right? The front end is everything that you are seeing happening in front of you, right? So you can see the video, you can see the button placement, the little scroll bar on the bottom, right? All of the videos that you can see, the scrolling interface, all of that, all right? That is considered the front end of the app, all right? But then the back end is all of the code behind what you see that's making it do what you expect it to do. All right, so the code that's making it so that the play button actually plays the video when you click it. The code that's going and getting the video from the server and showing it on your phone, right? The code that's going and figuring out what videos to recommend to you, right? Based off of what videos you've watched before. That's all the back end, all right? So when we're on this screen here, we are currently editing the front end of our app. All right, and the reason we're editing the front end is because all of the tools that this area gives to us is going to make it so that we can go ahead and create our app and make it look like how we want it. All right, so now let's talk about some of these like options that we see on the sides here a little bit. All right, so in the middle, we have what's called our viewer. All right, our viewer is just going to show us what our screen will look like when we make our app and give it to someone, put it on a phone. All right, that's why it's shown on a little app here, on a little phone here. All right, but one thing to note is that this phone doesn't actually do anything. All right, if you click the buttons, nothing happens. It's just going to be like a little display that's showing you what it might look like. All right, but it's not going to be interactive. If you click on stuff here, nothing's going to happen. All right, for that part, actually getting it to work, we're going to need to set it up on a different device. We're going to have an Android phone or an Android emulator to use for that. Okay. So this is where we're going to be dragging and dropping and editing what our screen looks like. On the left side here, we have something called our palette. All right. Has anyone heard of using like a paint palette before? Have any of you guys used a paint palette before? It's like one of those. I don't know. Let's just find an image. Right, it's like one of these guys. Have you ever seen one of these? Right, so a paint palette, right, allows you to select all the colors that you're going to be using, plop them on a little board, right, and use them however you want. In App Inventor, the palette is a little area where you have all of the items that you can put into your app. All right, so for instance, if I want my app to have a button, I can take my button from my palette and drag it into my viewer. And now I have a button in my viewer. All right. One other thing you'll notice, when I drag that button in the viewer, what changed on the right side here was my components view. All right. Under components, this is basically showing you everything that you have in your app so far. All right. In my app, I just have something called button 1 so far. Right. That's because I just added a button. Now, pay attention closely, guys. Let me actually make this a bit bigger for you guys. There you go. Can everybody see and like read all the text here? Is anybody having trouble reading this or anything? No, it's all good. Okay, let me know if you guys ever need me to like increase the font or anything. All right. Yeah, so pay attention closely, guys. If I were to drag a label in here, okay, if you look on the right side under components, bam, all of a sudden another component appears called label or label 1. Okay, now the next part is the properties menu over here. So if any of you guys have actually been in our Unity camp before, this properties menu is very similar to the inspector in Unity. I'm gonna make another analogy if you haven't been there, right? Basically the properties menu is just gonna show you all of the information about the thing that you have selected, right? And it's gonna allow you to edit the look and feel of that. All right, so for instance, right now I have my screen 1 selected. You can see it's selected by the top over here because it's showing screen 1 here. And it's going to show me all of the information again about it. Look, it's going to show me my app name, right? It's going to show me my accent color, background color, right? If I want to change my background color, I can go ahead, or if I want to change anything in the properties, I can go ahead and just click on it and change it. So I'm going to make it like cyan. And now my app has a cyan background. All right. You can keep going through here. There's some other stuff that we can work with, but there's not too much to edit with screen 1. All right, but you can do this again for any other part. So for instance, I said this shows information about the selected thing. So if I want to select something else, I can either go into my viewer and select my button or my label, or under components, I can select my button or my label. All right, and you'll see over here, the text up here changes to what I currently have selected. All right. So for instance, now if I have my button, what I can do is I can try to edit my button again. So let me make it like a red button. All right, I'm going to take background color. change it to red. Now my button's red. Okay, I'm gonna make the font within it bold. All right, I'm gonna make the font size bigger, 25. All right, I'm going to change the text to my first button. And I'm going to make the text color white, so it pops up like that. There you go. All right, so you see, I just used the properties menu here, right, to just edit the look of this button, make it look how I like it, right, or how I want it for my app, right? And I just made it into this nice big red button. All right. And once again, guys, keep in mind when you're changing the text of anything under properties, it's gonna be under text here. You don't have to apply that rule of like no spaces. All right, that was just for the project name. Okay, yeah, Mana, do you have a question?
It's not letting me change my name. Like, I don't know, I kind of didn't. It's not letting me change the button's name.
The button's name or the text on it?
Yeah, the text on it, sorry.
The text on it. Okay, let me give like a little bit of a challenge real quick. So guys, what I want you to do for now is go ahead and play around a little with your app. Okay, I want you to drag out like 2 labels, right? I want you to drag out a couple buttons, right? Drag out some checkboxes, I don't know, play around with it a little bit, okay? And make some kind of little mess of an app, all right? For this first app, we're not actually making it we're not trying to make it look like a, you know, sophisticated, cool, functional app. Right now, this is just an opportunity for you guys to play around with this, right? Try to learn a little bit about how this is gonna work, right? And get a little bit of a feel for using the properties and the viewer, the components view, and the palette. All right, so that's going to be your little challenge for now, and I'll give you a couple minutes to work on this. All right, just throw some stuff in, rename, it will change the text on them, change the color, change the font size, right, all of that kind of stuff. All right, and now, Manan, can you quickly share your screen so I can take a look at what's going on there? Okay.
Okay.
So to share your screen, press the green share screen button.
Yeah.
Okay, so click on the button, yeah, and now go on the right side, scroll down to where it says text.
Here?
No, go up, text.
Oh, this.
There you go. And now just delete that and type something else.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, awesome.
And can our app be about anything we want?
Yeah, for now, guys, your app can do whatever you want. So I didn't really talk about labels too much, but basically, buttons are basically, they're gonna be like buttons, right? If you click on them, you're gonna be able to program them to do things, right? Labels are just plain text in your app, right? So I'm gonna make this a big label as well, and I'm gonna say something like my first. Right, here you go. Text label 2 is going to be like, this is such a cool app, right? The app isn't really doing anything or isn't about anything yet. Okay, we're going to get to that later. But for now, I just want you guys to get used to using the properties menu, selecting elements here, right? Dragging stuff from the palette into our viewer, right? And just working with App Inventor for now. All right, with these buttons, I'm gonna make them my second button. Maybe I'll make this like a light blue or something, or dark blue, I guess. And my third button. Okay. And I'll give you guys a couple more minutes just to play around with this for a bit, and then we're going to get into creating an actual app. And I'm going to show you guys all the intricacies of that and how to get that working. Okay. you guys can also go ahead and try to just experiment with other stuff for now. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna drag out a text box, pop that down there. You know, maybe a password text box. You know, a spinner. You know, you can just take a look at some random elements. Don't worry if you don't know what they actually do yet or anything. We're going to talk about that a lot more over the next couple of days. Okay. For now, just play around with it. Throw some random stuff out on the screen. All right, and see what their properties can do. All right. Okay. So I think we can go ahead and finish up with this app for now. Has everyone able to? Was everyone able to? Pardon me.
I was trying to do almost everything, but I guess this was because this was very unexpected. It wasn't there when I logged on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share my screen. Wrong one.
Oh, just click continue. Okay, guys. Yeah. Again, if you have any problems or aren't able to fix any, figure out something, go ahead and just let me know. Why are you swiping back? What are you doing?
My mouse is gone, and this computer has has an setting where I can tap just from my hand, and I'm doing that right now because my mouse is disappeared and it's not even going.
No, okay, just use your mouse. You keep going back. You just try to use your mouse.
My mouse is gone.
What do you mean your mouse is gone?
I think you guys see it, but I can't.
Can you move it around?
Yeah. You guys see it, but I can't.
We can't see it anymore either. Was it always gone, or did it just disappear?
It just disappeared.
Okay, can you try to just tap the part that says stop sharing with your finger and see if it reappears? Actually, I can just stop sharing your screen. Here, can you see your mouse now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, so now go ahead and try it out, all right? Okay, so what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna go ahead and take this. We just learned some basic knowledge about App Inventor, how the palette works, the viewer, the properties, menu, components. All right, and we're gonna try to now take this, put this all to work, and create just some kind of app that for you guys. It'll be pretty basic, but it'll do some functionality, and it'll let us take a look into the back end as well. So that's gonna be the programming side and actually getting some stuff to work. All right. For this, we're going to be making a very cool basic app that's just going to allow us to work with images, buttons, sounds, and just a little bit of labels. It'll be a nice basic app as our first introductionary app. All right. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and click on, if you see at the top here, there's a couple options here for these like header buttons. All right. I want you to click My Projects and click Start New Project. All right, this is going to create a completely new project one more time. And I'm going to name this app buzzer button or something. Okay? Because basically we're going to be making a button of a bee that's going to buzz when you press it. All right. It's going to be a very introductory app, but it will be very handy for you guys to learn. So go ahead and create a new project and click OK when you're done with that. All right. And you see a brand new blank screen. So once you guys have another blank screen like this, guys, can you go ahead and in the chat or in the window, give me a thumbs up or say yes. All right. Yes in the chat. Awesome. Okay, some of you guys got it. All right. Awesome. Good to see you guys. All right. Awesome. Looks like everyone's got it so far. Okay. So for this new app there, we're going to need a couple of files as well. So what I've done is I've set up like a Google Drive, and I'm going to give you guys a link to it. And I want you guys to go ahead and download the files in it. All right. So get shareable link. Okay, so guys, I'm going to send a link to the chat right now. For Zaki, if you're on your phone right now, this might be a little weird because I'm going to need you to download this on your computer that you're going to be using. All right. If you can somehow like email it to yourself or text it to yourself or something, that might work. All right. So guys, I've sent a Google Drive link here. What I want you to do is open it up, and you will see it like this in Chrome. All right, and there's going to be a picture in here and a sound in here. All right, and these two files you're going to be using for your game today. What I want you to do is right-click on them and click download. Right-click download on both of them. All right, and it'll download to your computer so that you can then go and use it with MIT App Inventor. All right, so I sent the link to the chat. All right, go ahead and open it, download the two files. All right. And then let me know, guys, if you have any trouble with this as well. Right, Zaki, if you can somehow get this link to your computer, then you can go ahead and install the file straight to your computer. Otherwise, we can try to work around it if you can't get it there. All right, Zaki. All right, guys, and once again, give me a thumbs up or say yes when you've managed to download both of these files. Okay.
How do you get there?
Okay, so did you see in Zoom, in the chat, I sent a link, a Google Drive link. So you're going to click on that, and then it should get you over here. Okay?
See the chat anywhere.
You can't see the chat. Can you open the chat again? Pardon me, I think you cut out there.
Found it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so go ahead and open that link, and then you can download the B sound and the Kodi.jpg. Okay, Manan's got it. Guys, so yeah, when you're done, give me a thumbs up or say done or yes in the chat. All right, and if you guys need help, once again, let me know, and I will help you out. Arman, were you able to get them downloaded? Arman?
It's not showing me the button.
Not showing me the button. Okay, again, can you share your screen? Okay, what do you mean by button? So you're gonna right click on the sound and then click download. Can you do that? So right click and then downloads at the bottom. Okay, and then do the same thing with the B sounds. Armand, can you right click on the B sound? Armand? Armand, right click on the B sound and click download. There you go. Okay, and now just go back to MIT App Inventor. The other one. The second link. Oh yeah, Armand, awesome. All right, so if you guys are still downloading those files, you can keep going with that. All right, try to figure that out. But I'm going to start showing the front end of this app and how we're going to be working with it. All right, and then guys, if you still need help afterwards, I can go try to help you out with that. But let's try to get some work done here on the front end of our app. Okay, so this app is gonna be quite simple. All we're gonna need is we're gonna need a label at the top, right? That's going to be showing us, telling us like what this app is doing, right? Usually at the top of an app, there is some kind of like banner or name or app name being shown, right? And for us, that's going to be our label. So I'm going to drag a label out onto the top of my screen, right? Just a plain label like this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out a button, nice big button over here. All right, and this button is going to be where I'm going to be putting the image of my bee. And when I click on it, I'm going to want some buzzing noise to appear. All right, that's the basic idea of our app. All right, quite simple, but very important to learn. Okay, so label at the top, button underneath. All right, and then we can get into the customization of these two options. All right, so for our label here, I'm going to go ahead and make the font bigger and give it a name. I'm going to say click the bee. All right, and let's take a look at how we can actually put a bee onto this button. All right, instead of just saying text for button one. Okay, so this part's quite important, guys. So just pay attention to how I'm going to do this. All right, so for my button, if I want to make it look like an image, all right, so it's just going to look like a plain big image that I can click on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the text from my button by just deleting all the text there, and you'll see now it's just like a plain gray button, right? And then over here, there's going to be an option under button that says image. If I click on image, right now it's set to none, but if I click on it, there's an option here to say upload file. So I'm going to click upload file, and I'm going to choose my Kodi.jpg file that I just downloaded. Right? You can either click choose file and then go like select it from your downloads, right? Or you can just drag it from down here if you have it here. Okay, click OK, and bam. See there you go. Now I have a button that looks like a bee. All right, awesome. Okay, and this is all. This is the general idea of our front end. All right, I'm gonna get into some more customization stuff later, but this is all we want for now. Okay, click the bee header up here and bee down here. Okay, so Manan's got it. Awesome. All right. Once again, guys, once you get this done, we can go ahead and keep going with our app. All right. There's a couple more customization stuff, but guys, if you have this right now and you think you have like a little bit of a grasp on App Inventor, you can go ahead and keep working with this. All right. Try to add some more customization. Maybe change, the font color of this header. All right. Maybe change the background color of the app. All right. Get some of that stuff going. Okay. And I'm gonna show you guys one really cool trick right now on how we can center this text right here. All right. So as you can see right now, this text is is on the left side of our app. All right. So for instance, if you ever used like Word before, its text alignment is to the left side of our screen. All right. Dragging it around really doesn't do anything. I can't put it in the middle. I can't put it on the right side. Right? It doesn't listen to where I want to put it. It's always just going to be over here on the left side. All right. But one thing that we can do is we can set the width of this text box or this label to the full length of the screen, and then we can edit its position in there. So this is going to get into a section of the properties that we've never really looked at before, but it's very important for all apps and all of our different elements that we can add into our app. All right. So for instance, right here, if you look in the properties after clicking on label, there are two options here called height and width. All right. Height and width are always by default set to automatic. All right. And they're just going to make a, if you see this little green box around my label, that is actually showing how much space this element is actually taking up. Okay. So that green box is my label. All right, the text is inside. The text inside is just text. All right. So this green border, I can set its dimensions by using height and width. So for instance, if I click on height, you'll see there are 4 different options. All right. There's automatic, fill parent, pixels. It's like a blank text box and then pixels, and a blank text box and %. All right. What I want to do, it depends on what I'm currently doing. I can pick an application, but I can use any of these to get what I want. All right, so for instance, if I'm going to use pixels, I can go ahead and check that box and type in here like 50 pixels. And you'll see that green box gets a little bit taller in height. All right, I can do the same thing with width. So for instance, if I do width 100 pixels, it'll actually shrink down a little. Yeah, Abraz, do you have a question?
My
His thing's not working.
my B isn't downloading.
Your B is not downloading. Okay, can you share your screen? Okay, wait, did you open up the Google Drive link I sent? Hello? You're muted right now. I can't hear you.
When I downloaded it, it wouldn't show up here.
Okay, can you try something? Can you click upload file for me on the right side here? Under image? No, to the right, down. Scroll down.
Upload.
Over here, on the right. No, okay, try to, okay, click on the button.
This?
No, scroll up and like find the button in your app. Okay, and now in the properties menu, go down to where it says image. Down. Image is, no, right there. Image. Move your mouse down. Images right there. No, go up. Do you see the option that says image none?
Yeah.
Can you click on it?
Actually, I'm being something's.
Is the camera and everything covering it? You can move the camera.
Yeah, I found it. Okay.
Okay, can you click it? Okay, now click upload file, click choose file, choose file. Okay, and click Kodi. CODI. And click open. And click OK.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome. Image secured. All right. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can keep going with the app. Let me keep going with my demonstration here. All right. So where was I? Yes. Okay. Getting this thing centered. All right. So you can see we can play around with the height and width of our label. All right. So I set my height to 50 pixels. I set my width to 100 pixels. Maybe I'll set my width to like 400 or 500 pixels. And you'll see it'll be like way off the screen. All right. But pixels isn't always the best way to do this. You can use percents and fill parent a lot more often. All right. So for height, I'm going to leave this as automatic because I don't really need to touch the height too much. But then for the width, if I say fill parent, guys, does anybody have a guess for what they think will happen if I click fill parent?
I have a guess.
Yeah, Arman, what do you think will happen?
If we fill in a parent, there will be a title just like Unity, and then it will go with the parent, and it will not leave.
So yeah, in App Inventor, the fill parent is the parent and child system is a lot different from Unity. So it's not going to be quite like that, but it's slightly similar. So if you guys notice over here, right, screen 1 is a little bit further to the left than this label and button, right? The label and button are like a little bit indented inwards, and it looks like they're kind of like a subcomponent or a sub-body of our screen 1. All right. In programming, this is called the parent-child system. All right. So label 1 and button 1 are children of screen 1. All right. Meaning screen 1 is the parent of label 1 and button 1. All right. So if you say with fill parent, you're basically saying just take up as much space as you can within your parent object. All right, and you'll notice right now this green box is literally going from edge to edge, right? So it's filling up as much space as it can. All right, this is also the same as if I were to go with 100%. All right, or if I were to say with 50%, right? No, if I were to say with 50%, it would take up half the screen, right? So fill parent as if I was filling up 100% of the screen I have available. All right, now that I have this box, this text box, full screen here, full across the screen, I can now actually center this text in this text box or in this label, and it will be centered on my screen. So if I go down here in the properties menu under text alignment, okay, I can click center, and here I go. Click the B is now centered. Now I can do some other stuff. I can make it bold. I can make it have a color. You know, I can make it like orange. All right, and maybe I can make my background color of my scene another fun color. What's a fun color? Pink. No, that looks kind of gross. Magenta. Sure, there you go. All right.
I didn't hear how you get it in the middle.
How you put it in the middle. Okay, so if you look over here on the right side, after you set the width to fill parent, all right, you go in properties and find the section that says text alignment. All right, and change it from left, it was left, you can change it to center. You can also change it to right if you want, and it'll be set to the right side of the screen, but center is usually a lot more useful. All right, now guys, just like we used width and height to set the width of our label, we can use width and height on basically anything that you can put on our screen. All right. it's a pretty universal thing, right? It's going to be applied to every single element that you can add onto your screen, right? And right now you'll notice that our button here is actually a little bit off the screen to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my width and I'm going to change it from automatic to fill parent. And you'll see it actually squishes my B a little bit, but my B is now entirely on the screen. All right. So instead of automatic, automatic makes it so it's just it sets the B, the button, to the same size as the B image. We don't want that. We want it to fit on our screen. So I'm going to set it to fill parent, right? And for the height, you can set that to whatever you want. Now, Zaki, did you have a question?
Yeah, it's not letting me put an image for the button.
Okay. You're not on your computer, are you?
No.
No. Do you have a camera on your phone?
Yeah.
Can you turn it on? Okay, and now can you point it at the screen so I can see what's going on there? Okay, so can you click on image on the right side?
Where?
Are you working on an iPad?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. We'll see if that works. Okay, yeah, click image on the right side. No. Like click the button, and then on the right side, go down in the properties to where it says image, and then click the part that says none. No, up a little, down a little. No, down. It's like right underneath width. Yeah, there you go. And now select upload file. Choose file. There you go, Cody. Upload. Click OK. And now click OK again. There you go. Okay, it's massive, but it works. Now, can you set the width to fill parent real quick? Fill parent. Okay. And set the height to like 40 or like 70%. There you go. There's your B. I would suggest, yeah, deleting the text for the button. There you go. Awesome. I didn't actually know you could do it on an iPad, but there you go. I guess you can even do it on a tablet. Yeah, once you're done, you can go ahead, stop sharing, all that. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen again. Okay, so we have button, label. All right. I'm gonna maybe even make the font size just a tad larger here. 30. There you go. All right, and you can customize this a little bit more if you want. All right, so it is just about 11 right now. And for our classes, just so you guys aren't sitting in your chairs for too long, all right, we're gonna give you guys a 5-minute break. So come back at 11:10. You can go ahead, fill up your water, go to the bathroom if you need to. I probably don't, since this is an online summer camp, we don't need to like point you in the right direction. You should know where your own bathroom is. But apart from that, guys, if you're not done, you can keep working on your app for this time. You can tinker around with it if you have. If you have any questions, also, we're still going to be here, so we can answer them for you. Right? If you weren't able to finish this app up, but for now, you guys have a little bit of a break. Okay? So see you at 11:10.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, click the B is the box is much bigger.
Can you go ahead and try to share your screen so we can take a look? So in Zoom, click the green button at the bottom in the middle, and you can share your screen. So for my button, I did not set the height to fill parent. So if you see when you set the height to fill parent for the text, for the label, it takes up as much space as it possibly can. All right. So if you don't want it to take up that much space, you just set height to automatic.
Automatic. Height में, width पे से.
Yeah, there you go. Just click OK, and you'll see now it just takes up as much space as it needs in terms of height, and width still fills all the way. All right. And then your buttons underneath, all nice. Okay, guys, so it is 11:10, so welcome back. Let me know if you guys are here. Give me a thumbs up if you're here, or turn on your cameras or something. Hello. Awesome. Okay, it looks like most of you guys are back. Okay. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to continue with our app. Let me share my screen one more time. And we're going to work on our back end. All right. So guys, I talked about front end, back end. Okay, this is a really important developer concept. All right, being able to separate what you do in the front of your app or in the back of your app. All right. A lot of times, if you're actually programming for like a company, you're only going to be working on one side. You're never really working on both, right? You're going to be either working on the front side, making everything look nice, or on the back side, making everything actually work, right? But because we're going to be using App Inventor and we're going to be working like this, we're going to now be able to go and do both of the sides ourselves, right? And this way you guys are going to be able to learn everything, which is really important, right? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the back end of our programming code and try to get some stuff to happen when we click on this button. All right. So to get to the back end of our code, if you guys look up here in the top right corner, there's these two little buttons, one that says designer and one that says blocks, right? What I want you guys to do is just go ahead and click blocks. All right. And if you click on blocks, you'll see it actually kind of like fades out blocks now and shows designer. And it means that now you're in the back end of our app. right, this is where all our code is gonna go. This is where all our code's going, and this is where we can make all of our backend functionality. All right, one thing you'll also notice is if you look over here on the left side, underneath this control logic, underneath all of these built-in functions, there's these 3 little options right here that look exactly the same as our components in our component view here. So if you notice screen, label 1, button, screen, label 1, button, right? So this is actually reflecting what we have in our app, right? And this is gonna allow us to do like element-specific programming in our code. All right, so guys, if you've ever used Scratch before, this is probably already looking super familiar, right? With all of your colored blocks up here. And guys, if you click on them, you can take a look at like what is in there. All right, but if you don't understand what's going on with it, I recommend not poking around and like touching it too much. But we are going to explain how to use these programming things. All right, these right here are all kind of general blocks that we're going to be using for this class. All right, but the stuff down here is specific to the elements that we have in our file. So in my case, I want something to happen. Did somebody raise your hand? Zaki, is that you?
Yes, I can't get there.
You can't get there. Why can't you get there? Does it just not let you press the button?
There, I don't see the button.
You don't have the button. Try to scroll up.
Okay. I still don't see it.
You still don't see it. Can you point your camera at it one more time? It's right there in the top right. Can you click blocks? Top right. No, go to the right, further right.
Okay.
There you go. Excellent. Okay. Okay, yeah, so now in our blocks, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be starting, I wanna make my app do something when I press on my button, all right? So App Inventor coding is pretty simple, right? If I want something to happen when I'm pressing on my button, I'm gonna click on my button over here and find some button-specific options for my code, all right? Here I see some stuff that like talk about the appearance of my button. So for instance, if you notice here, I have set background color, set font bold, set font italic, set font size. This is all stuff that I can actually do from here, right? So background color, font bold, font italic, font size. This is all stuff that I can see in my front end. Okay, but the stuff that we're really going to be wanting to work with is the stuff up here. All right, these are called when blocks. What when blocks do is they're basically going to run any code that you put inside them when a certain condition is met. So for instance, this block will run whenever I click button 1. This block will run whenever my button is in focus. All right, this one will run whenever someone long clicks the button. This one is going to run when it loses focus. This one's going to run when someone releases the button. And this one's going to run when someone clicks the button. Or other way around, actually. This one's when you click it. This one's when you release it. All right. For our application, guys, does anybody have a guess? Which one of these do you think we were going to be wanting to use? Yeah, Manan, do you have a guess?
First one.
The first one, right? For us, right, when you're using a button, actually, most of the time, you're just going to be using the first one, right? All you're going to want, right, is you're going to say, when you click the button, do something fun, right? So I'm going to drag that block out and plop it down in my blocks editing space. All right, so you just take it, drag it out, and put it down over here. Okay, so guys, I want you all to do this. All right, but the next part that we're going to do is what's going to go on inside here. So guys, as of the moment, does anyone remember what do we want our program to do when we're clicking or when we're using or when we click on our button. Yeah, Mana, do you remember?
Yeah, we wanted to make a B sound.
We wanted to make a B sound. So if any of you guys have actually opened this B sound thing, hold up. Right, it's just like a B noise, right? We want to be able to play that sound when we press on our button. Okay, for that, we're actually missing one little step that we need to quickly do. All right, we need to set up a way for us to play a sound. All right, because us at the moment, we don't actually have any way to run this. All right, and for that, we're gonna have to go back to the front end one more time. All right, so let's go click on the button here that says designer now. That's gonna bring you back to the front end. All right, and I'll show you here how we can play a sound when we want to. Okay, so if you look under the palette, there's a lot more than just the user interface options that you see here. This is already a lot of different things that you can do, but if you just move down, you see there's like a ton of different sections here. All right, so for instance, layout gives you a bunch of different options. Media is a bunch of different ones. Drawing and animation, maps, sensors. Sensors has like a ton in here, right? Social, this is like sharing stuff, texting, right? Storage, connectivity, Lego Mindstorms. You can even control, if you guys have ever used Lego Mindstorms, you can control it using the app, or this App Inventor. Now, there's some cool experimental stuff, and you can add extensions, right? For us, right, which category do you think playing a sound would be under here? Any guesses, anyone? This is so sad. Okay. You guys can talk more. So it's actually going to be under media, okay? Because sound is a form of media, right? So you'll see there's an option here that says just sound. All right, and you can go ahead and drag sound over here, just into our game. Right? Sound itself is an invisible or a hidden component. All right, so you're not going to be able to see it in your game, but you'll notice it appears down here underneath our little phone screen. But a little option here appears that says sound 1. Okay, and it says non-visible components, so you can't really see it. You can't really see a sound in your app. Okay, but now that we have it installed, we can actually use it. So the first thing we need to do to use it is we actually need to tell it what sound to use. All right, so once again, under here where it says source, I'm gonna click the option under it, none, and I'm gonna click upload file, and I'm gonna drag the bsound.mp3 in and click OK. All right, or I'm gonna click choose file and select the bsound.mp3. All right, so now it has that source in it. All right, and we can use that. So I'll give you guys a second. Let me show you guys that one more time. Let me actually delete this and just go through all those steps one more time. Okay, so under media, drag sound out into our app. All right, select it from the components view, and under properties, click source, upload file, choose file, bsound, open, okay, and then OK. And then over here, you should be able to find bsound and click OK. And now you have bsound added as the source for your sound. So guys, give me a thumbs up or a yes once you have this step done. Okay, awesome. Some of you guys are good. I'll give you a little bit more time, guys. When you're done, say yes or thumbs up or done. Okay, Arman, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. Did you manage to add the sound?
Let me try again. Well, the same problem for last time is happening once again. My mouse is gone, and when I try to drag, it's not happening.
Your mouse is gone again?
Yep. And for it says not secure.
I don't actually really know how to bring your mouse back anymore. Okay, Armand, can I try something real quick? Martin, I'm gonna put you and him in a breakout room, and you guys can try to diagnose this problem there. All right, so Armand, click accept when I add you here. Okay.
Okay.
Here you go. Open all rooms. Martin, just click accept as well, and then you can join there. And when you're done, you can rejoin. Okay, so I think most of you guys are done with that sound part as well. So let's take a look at the back end now and how to use that sound. Okay, so I'm gonna go click blocks one more time and get back where our code was here. So when button one dot click. Okay, do something. All right, so right here, what we're gonna do is I'm going to now go here and select. Now, yeah, if I look on my left side here, now I'm gonna select sound one. All right, so I'm gonna click sound one. All right, and when I click my button, all I really want to do is I just want to play sound one. So I'm going to say call sound one dot play. There you go. There's no really other options here that I would really want to do. Yeah, you could do stop. You could probably add another button if you want that stops the sound. You could maybe add a pause button, a resume button. This sound error thing you really don't need ever. But one thing that's actually kind of cool, if you guys have ever you know, in a lot of apps, when you like click buttons and stuff, your phone vibrates, right? You can actually do that using a sound block and make your phone vibrate for a certain amount of milliseconds. Okay, so that's another way that you can do that as well. But for now, I'm just going to call sound one dot play. All right, and that's actually it for our app. All right, when we click our B now, we should have our sound being played. So it's going to start buzzing. Right, so now let's talk about how you guys can test your apps out if you haven't yet been able to. Okay, so can I get a quick like show of hands or a quick poll in the chat? Who here has an Android phone? Or does anybody here have an Android phone? Or has access to an Android phone? Maybe one of your parents has one, or you just have one laying around the house. Okay, so Sophia, you've got one. Manan, you've got one. Ian, how about you? Do you have one? Your camera and microphone are gone, so I don't know. How about Abraz? Abraz, do you have access to an Android phone?
Nope.
No? Does anybody in your family have one?
No. I don't think so.
No? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so it's not necessary, but Ian, so you have access to one? Awesome. How about you, Hannah? Hello? Hannah, do you have access to an Android phone?
Would a tablet that's Android work?
It should, yes. Okay, so let me talk about this a little bit. So, when you're testing out your app, there are two ways that you can do it. So we can either go like this. We can go through. There's two ways we can do it. Either if you have an Android phone, so I've got my phone right here. You can go to the Play Store and download an app called MIT AI2 Companion. All right. I don't know if you can see it. All right, but that's the name of the app. Let me type it in the chat right here. MIT AI2 Companion. All right, so that stands for MIT App Inventor 2 Companion. All right, this app, if you install it, what it'll allow you to do is it'll allow you to hook your phone up to your App Inventor client, right? And it's going to allow you to just like see what your app is doing in real time. All right, so once I have it downloaded, let me show you how this works. Okay, to connect it to my phone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Connect up here in MIT App Inventor. And I want to select this option here that says AI Companion. All right, and then I'm going to click Scan QR Code on my phone. And you see a little QR code shows up here in App Inventor. I'm going to scan it. Okay, and you're going to give it a second. And you'll see now it's going to start loading. All right, so it's loading, 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 loading.
Right there.
And now on my phone, I actually see my Hello Cody app. And if I press the button,
is that AI2 or A12?
AI2. It should be like the first thing that comes up when you search MIT, but you can that's how you spell it there. Okay. So yeah, that's the main way to do it. But another alternative is to use something called an emulator. So if you ever heard the word emulator before, basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to basically run a Android phone on your computer. So I actually also have one of these on my computer.
Can you please repeat this step again? To connect the Android. Can you repeat this? Yeah.
Yeah. So on your phone, you're going to go to the Play Store and download an app called MIT AI2 Companion. All right. I sent the name into the chat. All right. Then when you open the app, all right, what you're going to do, once you have the app open on your computer, what you want to do is you're going to go click Connect at the top, click AI Companion, and then in the app, you're going to click Scan QR Code and scan the QR code that your computer made. So that's going to be the way it links up, okay? By scanning that, it'll figure it out here and show it on the screen, okay?
Wait, where did you put it in the chat?
That was the last thing I sent. Just the name of the app. You're going to have to search it up. Okay, I'll show you what the other option is, okay? So, here it is. Okay, on my computer, I have something called an emulator. What an emulator is it basically allows me to run an Android phone on my computer. All right, so I open up my emulator. I'm going to click Connect now, emulator. All right, and then this is going to start doing some fun stuff, and it's going to connect up like a virtual Android device to my. All right, so this is an option. This is like the only option you have if you.
No, but it drains the power.
So this is the option you have if you don't have access to an Android phone. Okay, but it is a little bit finicky. It's a very glitchy experience. So Android phones are definitely, or like an Android device is a little bit more, it's a little easier to get working and have everything like fluidly work, right? But this is an option if you don't have access to an Android device, okay? It takes a little bit of time and your computer needs to be able to handle it a little. So you can try it out on your computer if you want to. If you're like Zaki, you're probably going to need access to an Android device because if he's running it on an iPad, you can't really run an emulator on an iPad. But let's see if it works. Come on. Oh, there you go. See? So I got my emulator up and running here, and you can see my app shows up here on my emulator. So it says click the B. And if I click it, I don't know if you can hear that, but it starts buzzing, right? Buzz.
Do I
Right.
press install for the emulator
For the emulator?
or whatever?
Do you have for the app on your phone or the emulator on your computer?
The emulator.
Oh, where are you clicking install?
When I searched it and it said install, and I didn't know if I should press it or not.
Okay, wait. Can you show me what you're seeing? Okay, so this isn't the emulator. Do you have access to an Android device or like an Android tablet or something? Hannah, make sure you turn up your volume on your phone.
Yeah, I have the tablet with me.
Okay, so yeah, you need to download this on the tablet, not on your computer. Okay.
Okay.
I searched up the app and it said there's no app named after it, and I used the exact capitals and the numbers and everything.
It doesn't show up for you
Yeah,
on your phone, or where are you searching this?
I'm searching it on my mom's phone.
And it's an Android device, not an iPhone.
My Android.
It's an Android device. Can you show me? Are you sure that's an Android device?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like an Android device.
So what if you don't have an Android device?
So if you don't have an Android device, you can maybe ask your family if they have like a different Android device. But then you would probably have to go ahead and use the emulator. All right. I can show you how to install it or send out like a video for next class.
It worked.
Okay. It works? Okay, so awesome. Ian's works. So yeah, some people, if you've managed to install the companion, that's probably the best way to do it. But yeah, for next class, I'll send out a video on how to install the App Inventor emulator. All right, but for this class, what we can do is if Anand's gone, I don't know what happened. But yeah, for this class, if you don't have access to an Android device, I can potentially run it on my device and just point like the camera at my screen, so you guys can take a look at that. All right.
Can it be run on an Android tablet?
It should be able to, yes.
Okay.
Whose phone is this? This is Abraz's screen. Okay. Oh yeah, you're still showing me this. So Abraz, just make sure to show. Make sure that you're trying to install it on a tablet if you have one, all right, or the phone.
Is there any other way where you can download the app if you don't have an Android device? Because all of our devices in the house are Apple.
Yeah, okay, so in that case, I'll show you how to install the emulator. All right, actually for that, I'll send out an email, all right, with a video on how to install it, all right, because it is quite a long process and we only have 20 minutes left here. So for tomorrow, you may be able to do that. For now, if you want, I can test it on my phone. Like I can just scan the QR code for your screen and then you can try to see how it works on my phone.
How do you connect the computer to the tablet?
Yeah, you can.
How?
How did you install the app on your tablet?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so then you're going to go on your computer, click Connect, AI Companion.
You have to click tablet size.
I don't think you have to. No, do you?
There's a tablet size.
There is a tablet size. That's just going to show you what it would look like on a tablet.
Okay.
But all you have to do is click Connect, AI Companion. All right, and then from your tablet, you should scan this QR code using the camera. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen. Here you go. So connect AI Companion, and then scan this QR code from your tablet. Okay, so like open the app on your tablet and then scan this QR code. Not my QR code, but you're gonna have to do this on your own computer. Okay. Abra, did you try it?
I'm trying.
Okay. So in that case, what we can do right now is we can keep going with this app, try to figure out some other stuff. And I'm just going to show you some other cool things that we can do using App Inventor in the front and back end. All right, you guys can keep trying to experiment with the with connecting it to your device right now if you want. But this way we just kind of keep covering some material because we have a lot of material kind of to cover in the next 5 days. All right. So what I'm going to do is with this app, let's try to see how we can make it so that when we press the button, not only will we make it buzz, let's try to actually edit some elements here as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my blocks editor here. And a lot of the stuff that we're gonna be doing is gonna be taking place in the back end because this is where all of our functionality is coming from. The front end is only changing how our screen's gonna look. All right, so what I wanna do now is instead of just calling the sound play, I'm also going to try to change my label to say some different text when I click the button. All right, this is something we're going to be doing a lot, and it's quite important to know how to do it. So I'll show you right now how we can do that. All right, so when we're changing label text, we're going to go over here under screen and click label 1. Okay, and we're going to find an option from label 1. All right, in our case, we're going to go find set label 1.text to. Right, you'll also see another option that says label 1.text. Okay, so the difference between these two options is set label 1.text is going to be changing the text to a value you give it, while label 1.text is going to be retrieving the current text and like putting it into something. All right, in our case right now, we're using set label 1.text to. And then the thing we're going to be setting it to, this is interesting because we haven't actually done anything like this before. Okay, this is where we're going to have to put some kind of value. All right, what kind of value do you guys think this is expecting? Do you think this is expecting a number, a sentence, a word? What do you guys think is going to happen? Or it's like a number, there's a couple things we can do. We can do numbers, text, or like Booleans, so that's like logic values. All right, what do you think we want to put in here? Anybody have a guess? Everyone's just gonna be really quiet again. Okay, so if you notice on the left side here, under built-in, right, there's a ton of different like blocks that we can use here, right? So we have math, and at the top of math, we can put out a number, and in text, at the top of text, there's a little thing here. There's just an empty text box. All right, that's what we're gonna be dragging out here to set our text to something different. All right, so I'm gonna click text, and then this empty text box, I'm gonna put it right here. All right, and now over here, we're gonna go into the text box and we're gonna type whatever we want. So I'm gonna say something like, you have clicked the bee. And now I can try to do this to see when I click the button, it should play the buzzing noise, right? And then immediately after, it should set my label text from click the bee to you have clicked the bee, right? So this will give me another layer of changing my app to something like this. Okay, so guys, I want you to try this out as well. You don't have to say you have clicked the bee. You can change this to whatever you want. All right, you can change it to something else if you want. But I just want you to try to change the text to something different. Okay, and then let me know if you managed to get it working. We can demonstrate it to the class if you want. If you didn't manage to get it working, that's fine as well. But go ahead and let me know, and I can try to help you fix it out. Okay, Arman, were you able to get your app working with the sounds and everything?
Yep.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the sounds working yet.
He doesn't have the
He's
sounds.
got all the front end stuff.
Arman, could you share your screen then, so I can help you out?
Okay.
Okay, can you click sound to see if you've got that added? Wait, why do you have a text box?
Barton told me to have one.
Okay, so for your text box, it's supposed to be a label. Text box kind of technically works, but it's going to be a little bit strange. So we'll leave it for now. That's fine. One thing I want you to do, can you go to sound and on the right side, do you see that option that says source?
Mm-hmm.
Can you click that and then click upload file?
Okay.
Click choose file in the middle. Go to the middle of the screen. You already clicked it. Yeah, choose file. Select B sound. Open. Okay. All right, and there you go. So you've managed to get that sound block working now. So now we need to actually make it so that when we click the button, this sound is going to be played. Okay, so can you click blocks in the top right, scroll up, and in the top right, click the thing that says blocks. Okay, and now here, can you click on the left side, can you go find button 1 and click that? Go very left, bottom left side, bottom left corner of your screen. A little higher, button 1, button down, 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 down. One more down, button 1. Okay, click that, and then drag out when button 1 dot click into the space. There you go. And now go back to the bottom left and click sound. Sound 1. Okay, and drag out call sound 1 dot play. There you go. So now we also have our sound playing when we click the button. All right, so Arman, do you have access to an Android phone?
I have a phone and I do not know how to do access.
Okay, do you know if it's an iPhone or an Android phone?
Let me see.
If you don't know, you can turn on your camera and show me, and I can tell you.
I have a Dinoy phone.
Okay, yeah. So that's an Android, so you can use that.
Okay, so how do I
Okay.
ask?
So, do you see the Play Store on your phone?
Yeah, I see the Play Store.
Okay, can you open it?
Yep, it's open.
Okay, and now in the search bar, can you search MIT?
MIT.
Okay, and then space, MIT space AI2.
MIT space AI2 companion.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, and now can you show me if you found it? Yeah, there you go. And then did you click install already?
Yep, and now it's open. Now
Awesome. Yeah, and now can you click open?
Yep.
Okay, and now what I want you to do is go back to your App Inventor.
Okay.
And in the top, I want you to click the button that says connect. Did you find the button that says connect?
No.
It's just at the top.
Oh yeah, found it.
Okay, connect, and then underneath it, can you click AI Companion?
Pressed it.
Okay, and now do you see a little QR code that came up, or like a little thing for you to scan?
Yeah, so I could scan it by pressing the button.
Now, yeah, so on your phone now, click scan, and then point it at it, and it should connect.
Did I do it?
I don't know. Give it a second. It should load for a bit, and then you should see it show up on your screen.
The companion has disconnected.
Okay, can you share your screen so I can take a look?
Let me try again. Connect. I guess it's happening now. I guess I cannot exit the app while it's doing. Click the B. Okay, I'm here. Okay, well, it's working. It's working.
Awesome. So if you click it, does it start buzzing?
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, awesome. You got it connected. Very nice. So who wasn't able to get it connected to their phone today?
Me.
Manan, you weren't able to do it?
Yeah, we don't have any Android device or anything.
No?
I wasn't
Okay, so
have Apple.
Abraz, you weren't either? Okay, was everyone else able to do it?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so Manan and Abraz, for you guys, what I'm gonna do is I'll make a video today of how to install the emulator on your computers. All right, and I'll send that out, and I want you guys to go through that video and kind of follow it today before next class. All right, and that way you should be able to run the emulator on your computers. All right, and set it all up like that.
Wait, is this a weekly class?
So no, this is gonna be every day for the next week. So till Friday.
Oh.
Okay. So guys, was everyone also able to get this part here with getting changing your text when you click on the button? Do you guys manage to get this set up?
Yep. I said you
Yes.
clicked the IB. But all of it misspelled.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so as you can see in App Inventor, it's really quite easy to get some simple apps getting off the floor really quickly, right? So we were able to make like a quite simple app really quickly. You can click it and make sounds. You can edit stuff in your app, right? All sorts of things like that. Now, you can't really in App Inventor make like full-fledged apps, not something like YouTube or like Facebook or anything, but you can make really cool quite even complex apps in App Inventor that will work for like small applications that you're kind of working on. So for instance, in our last App Inventor class, we actually got to a really advanced point where they even made like a chatting app. So they made like a messenger app. I can maybe show it to you guys right now. It might scare you a little because it is quite spooky. But So for instance, here you go, right? So they made an app where you can like have contacts and everything and send messages to people. And we had like an entire group chat for the class set up, right? And the code was quite intense for this. So hopefully this doesn't scare you too much, but you can see you can get really advanced with Scratch coding for this. Yeah, again, don't worry if you don't understand this. We take it in really small steps, and by the end you have like a big convoluted app going, right? Another thing that a lot of people do is they'll start their projects in App Inventor just to get like a quick framework up and running for their games or for their apps. And then what they usually will do is they'll export this app export the project from App Inventor, and then they'll go ahead and import it into something called Android Studios. So Android Studios is what most professionals actually use to create Android apps. And this just allows them to quickly draft up like a rough copy of the game or of the app and then polish it out in Android Studios. All right, so that's another really cool application of this platform. All right, so one last thing I guess I want to show you guys, just to kind of drill in the idea of how you can edit components without actually having to do it in the front end. For instance, if I have my background color set to magenta right now, and I want to change it later, right, when I click my button, what I can do is I can go under blocks here, all right, and just like I did this part here, set label 1.text2, you have clicked the B, we can do something really similar with our background color. All right, so our background color belongs to screen 1, so I'm going to click screen 1, all right, and then I'm going to find the option here that says set screen 1 dot background color to, and then over here under the to part, all right, this is where I'm going to find here colors and put whatever color I want to set it to. So maybe in my case now I'm going to set it to let's do like a cyan like this. All right, so now when I click my button, I'm also going to set my background color to cyan. All right, so guys, here's another thing that you can do, right? So there's a lot of different things that you can edit using the back end. Theoretically, you don't even have to use the front end at all for any of your app creation stuff. All right, you can basically just use back end to create everything or to edit everything and set the attributes. Okay, so finally, does anybody have any questions about this class or about so far what we've taught? Any questions? Is everyone just silent? Okay, in that case, what we're gonna do is how these classes are gonna work is we're also at the end of each class gonna give you a little bit of homework for you to try to complete for next class. This is gonna be like a really simple little challenge that I want you guys to take a look at and try to figure out how to accomplish. All right, and we're gonna start next class by all of you guys showing what you've done. All right, to the rest of the class to see what you've done. Okay, so for next class, I want you to take the knowledge that you've done that we've done so far, and I want you to create a new project that once again involves a label, all right, involves a button, all right, and if you want, you can add images again, but basically I want you to have a button, and I want you to make it so that when you click the button, something is going to happen to your project. Okay, this what happens when you press the button is going to be completely up to you. You can edit labels, all right, you can change images, change background colors, do all of that, all right, but I want you to do that. That'll be your little challenge. And I'm going to type it out in the chat right now, guys. Okay, so create a project that includes button, your project, change. That's going to be your little challenge. One more thing I'm going to show you guys just before this class ends. Did you see how for the media we had a little B sound here, .mp3? If you want to create your own project that's going to make a different sound, I'm going to show you guys a quick place where you can go and find sounds that you can use for your projects. All right, because there are a lot of really weird websites out there that you may download viruses accidentally if you're trying to download sounds for your projects. All right, but a really safe place that you can go to download this stuff is called the YouTube Media Library. All right, I'm going to copy that. Actually, I'm going to copy the link right here and send it to the chat. Okay, so this is the YouTube Media Library. Basically, what this allows you to do is it allows you to go ahead and download a bunch of copyright-free music and sound effects. All right, this area right here under sound effects, this is probably where you want to be working most of the time. So for instance, if I want to find a bee sound, you can search bee here and find here bee buzz. Okay, you can find crickets. Okay, you can find a wasp, right? All sorts of really cool sounds are available here, okay, the YouTube Media Library. So if you want to create a new project, all right, and you want to use media in it, all right, I recommend using the YouTube Media Library for this, all right? So guys, once again, if no one has any questions, that's just about wrapping it up for this class. Mana, do you have a question?
Yeah. I opened YouTube Media Library. It says I don't have access.
You have to, I think, log in with your account.
Well, I've tried to log in. Well, it says contact your administration for access.
What kind of account? Are you logging with like a school email?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be what the problem is. So if it doesn't work with your school email, you can maybe ask your parents. They can try to log in with their accounts or something. Or you can create another account if you want. Okay?
Okay.
All right, but usually with school accounts, it doesn't let you for some reason. All right, guys. So once again, does anybody have any final questions? No, all right. So guys, if there are no questions, that's just about it for today. Excellent work. Nicely done with your small projects. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be getting into some more complicated stuff. So we're going to be making some cool little games. All right, we're going to do like a little mini golf project. All right, so hopefully that'll be really fun and exciting. And I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. Okay. All right. See you guys.